Okay, today I'm going to teach you how to take the rear seats out of your 2011 Outback. Let's go. First step, get your hand underneath here and pop these little pins out first. Next, you're going to want to lift the seat up and pop it out. There's a little hook here, so you want to press down below the hook and have it come out. That's how you take this thing out. Really easy, and it's really easy to clean underneath there whenever you need to do that. All right, next step is you want to pop your seats forward and get underneath here and pop these things out, both sides. Next, you want to lift these pins out, these plastic pins on both sides, to remove this kind of foam spacer here. Make sure when you're doing this, get your hands underneath here and press. Did not as good of a job doing this, and I've kind of let the foam press on the pin over here. So be careful with that. Stick your hand underneath here, slide underneath, and lift up. Might take a little bit of force. Next step is pet your dog, because you're a Subaru owner. So you're gonna want to keep this spacer, that foam spacer, but while you have that removed, you're gonna remove these things where this is where the lever pulls on the seat to kind of release the seat to fold forward. So go ahead and remove these. There is a specific way you kind of pop these out of this little pin here, or this little kind of fitting here, and then slide the little metal piece through the passive piece over here. It's kind of strange. Here it is. Pop this thing out of there and slide it out just like that. Just remember, when you put that back in, do it in reverse and make sure this little groove here fits into that piece, or else it has nowhere to kind of catch when pulling the lever. All right, next step, you're going to need a 16mm and start removing these 4 bolts here while your seats are down. Go ahead and set the bolts on the side, and I'll take the time to say right now that when removing the seats, this is a safety hazard for any kids or car seats gonna be put in the back seat. Just make sure when you're putting it back together that you're aware that you are kind of tampering with this, and it is extremely important that you get it right. Okay, so there are 6 bolts that have the number 8 on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the seats up, the only ones you're going to want to remove are the middle 2. You can leave the other 4 in. So once you do that, set them to the side. Alright, so for the next step, you want to rotate the seat up like that, and then you're going to want to pivot it down. In order to do that, you're going to have to remove the headrest, and you're going to have to line up the seat to pull it out, because you have a little pin here, and that needs to be lined up with this little notch here. You will not be able to remove the seats until that is lined up, and it's pretty much when it's completely flat like this. Go ahead and do that with the other side as well. So now that you have your seats completely out, make sure you take your bolts and you put them back into each hole. Do that for this one, and also do it for these 4 up here. That way you can keep track of them. All right, next step is with this foam piece. It's gonna go back in here. I'm gonna lift this up, and you've got these 2 grooves that are gonna set inside the foam piece. Make sure you kind of go at an angle like this, and it should pop back down. Next, you're gonna take those little pieces and you're gonna snap them back in. These are easy to lose, so don't miss those.